J Dilla. Feel it. Hush. Hey. Hey. Y'all niggas ain't ready for this. I'm for when you slipping if you ain't carrying shit. All my niggas getting dope. Bitch, we getting it up. At the bar.
What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here with The Distance. Got a video for you guys. This is on this Froch versus Bute fight. A lot of people have been talking about this fight for the last month or so now, and I'm just going to give my 2 cents on the fight. Pretty much, a lot of people were on the fence about it. Some people are just kind of like, you know, Bute should be fighting Andre Ward. Some are saying, you know, Froch, you know, doesn't deserve this shot. But in reality, as I mentioned back in December 17 when the fight happened, I mentioned in my post-fight video to Andre Ward versus Carl Froch that I personally think that Lucian Bute is going to be fighting Carl Froch next. And it's not me saying I told you so, but I just think that you know, pretty much if you look at the outlook of boxing these days, this is kind of what they do. This is kind of what the networks do, or promoters do. You know, they'll set them up. You know, people that lose from time to time, you know, they get another shot at specific fights. You know, and I just had a feeling that Carl Froch was going to get a shot at Lucian Bute, just because Lucian Bute now has had a lot of exposure from Showtime, and has faced, you know, now has faced a Super 6 opponent who is Glenn Johnson, who thinks he won for some reason. But I just thought that Lucian Bute was probably going to get Carl Froch next. I still would rate Carl Froch as number 2, you know, and Andre Ward as number 1 since he's the champion. So I would still rate Carl Froch number 2, and I think that Lucian Bute would probably be underneath Carl Froch. And the reason I rate Carl Froch above Lucian Bute, even though Froch no longer has a belt, is just due to the fact that he's fought better competition over the last, you know, couple years. Being in the Super 6 tournament, he fought Darrell, he fought Kessler, he fought Glenn Johnson, he fought Arthur Abraham. You know, he's fought these guys throughout the last 2 years, and these are the top guys at 168. While on the other side, you have Lucian Bute, who's faced, you know, Glenn Johnson, who used to be a sparring partner, who was in the Super 6, but also, you know, he faced another guy, you know, prior to him, you know, that wasn't I don't know I doubt that he was ranked, you know, top 10, or not too many people knew about him. And he faced Brian McGee and so forth and so on. So he's facing these guys, but they're not, you know, these top 10, you know, super middleweights. Edison Miranda, you know, before that, you know, and I'm trying to think of the other opponent that he faced, Jesse Brinkley. You know, so these guys are not, you know, necessarily, you know, world class, you know, opponents. You know, because Jesse Brinkley and Edison Miranda both are B level at best. Miranda just lost a bout to Isaac Chalimbe about 2 weeks ago. And, you know, Jesse Brinkley just lost, like, in 1 round to Peter Quillen, who's the middleweight contender or prospect. And, you know, and Brian McGee, I think he has, like, another fight, or just had another fight. But these are just guys that are just B-level at best, while Froch is taking on, you know, the top fighters at 168. So, overall, to me, I think it's a good fight for Bute. And I think it's the fight that's going to set up the fight with him and Ward, because I think Ward has a mandatory in Anthony Darrell. You know, like with me, you know, I would like to see Bute get in the ring with Andre Darrell, but, you know, there's a lot of talk from Andre Darrell saying, you know, Bute is ducking him and stuff. But at the same time, you know, Darrell, I think, needs to get back in the ring, and I think he needs to continue fighting, and, you know, continue fighting, you know, other opponents. You know, because he's just now coming back from, like, a near 2-year layoff, like a 20-month layoff. So he's just now coming back. But at the same time, you know, Froch does possibly present a problem for Bute. Due to the fact that Froch is able to pressure. First off, he's able to pressure. He has a good chin, but also he can change it up, and he can box too, and he can counter. You know, so. And the thing with Froch is Froch, more than likely, is not going to respect Bute's punching power early in the fight, or respect it much at all. If he can, So pretty much, Froch can actually come in and actually beat Bute, but also it could be the other way around. Bute may come in and he may beat Froch and knock him out, which leads to a bigger fight with Andre Ward later on down the line. So overall, to me, I don't think it's a bad fight for either one of them. I still rate Carl Froch as number 2 to Andre Ward, and I rate Bute 3 behind Carl Froch, so forth and so on. So to me, I don't think it's a bad fight. A lot of people complain about about the fight possibly happening, but me, I can't really complain about it. I just personally think that it's a good fight. I think that Froch being a runner-up does deserve another shot at a belt. So, whether it be against the winner of Stieglitz, Kessler, or whoever, I just think while Ward has the mandatory, Froch deserves a fight like this. And not only that, they both been talking a lot of shit, or Froch was talking some shit, and Bute said back in December, this is personal, this, that, and the third. So who knows? But I know that Showtime will give this fight the time of day, and both fighters are gonna get a lot of attention for this fight. So I think this is gonna be the fight that's gonna make a Ward-Bute fight in the future much bigger. So we'll see. So anyway, peeps, that's just my 2 cents. Thanks for watching. That was The Distance. I'm out of here. Peace.
Come here, I'm about to take you higher. We about to set this bitch on fire. Pour a little gas, spark up your lighter. You might not be the one, but you the one that I desire. Come here, I'm about to take you higher. We about to set this bitch on fire. Pour a little gas, spark